Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a mid-month for the month of January Tarot Oracle reading. And Aries, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Aries, we still all have a little bit of Aries in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Aries in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm just giving them a quick cut and shuffle here. And we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Okay, left out in the cold. Okay, Aries, this is the underlying energy. So this card, I don't know, it represents being left out in the cold in some way. So it's the number 5 Pentacles. So it's kind of like there's some sort of change happening. The good news is it's usually something that's not that complicated to shift. These two people have been left out in the cold, and one is on crutches and the other one is barefoot in the snow, and they are walking past a church. And they've decided to keep going, it looks like, and collaborate with each other so that they can just move forward on their own steam. And two minds are better than one kind of energy. And in the background, like there's a lot of snowflakes happening. And this card represents sometimes tactics that have happened. And there is, like if there's one snowflake, we can all handle that. But if there's one thing after another comes in life, then, we have too many snowflakes, they pile up and they can actually collapse our house. So for some reason, this is what this reading is about, a feeling. This could be a feeling. The Pentacles are about your wealth, health, and happiness in the 3D world. So this isn't a very awesome place to be, but let's see how we're going to change it. And then we have the underlying energy. Okay, this is how we're going to change it. We're going to row off to calmer shores with God. I like that. Good idea. Okay, Aries. So this is, you notice here, there's choppy waters. That represents emotions that are running. Mixed emotions, combined emotions, upset emotions. Well, if you're in this position and you're feeling this way, of course, that's where you're at. So you want to move on to calmer waters. And you've got your conveyor is God. And sometimes this represents, like, the swords are your thoughts and your discipline of your mind. So this is about, as I said, like the 5 of Pentacles is a half and half sort of card. So this kind of energy, this sometimes represents someone who had to dig deep. That's this conveyor, to be able to get the boat moving, is going to have to really dig that pole in and dig deep. And also sometimes there's a small child and this adult, and there's no baggage. And so sometimes this represents going deep, going within and digging deep and really looking at, okay, what is it that I need to do here? And what is it about me? And perhaps your inner child needs to be healed. So then we have, we've got the wounded warrior now. So this is the overall energy underlying this reading, and this is for the energy of the what ifs. So, like, what if I do this? What if I do that? What will happen? What if? That kind of energy. And so that's the wounded warrior energy. It looks like there's 9 wands here. These represent actions that have been taken by you or by others, and clearly, but there's 8 that are behind you. And either you brought these in and you managed to get them planted, or you managed to stay on your feet when people took 8 actions against you. Clearly you've been through it and you look exhausted, but you're still standing. And the wand that you want to take action with next is actually close to your heart. And so that's the wounded warrior is usually, that means it could represent having been ill and coming back from an illness, or it could just be, it could be many things. Let's see. We have, okay, conviction beyond a doubt. So yeah, this you see this wand that you're leaning hard on here. This is now that you've made this choice to row off to calmer shores with God and calm your mind. Now we see we're getting a little bit of the story that's happened. Like you've had to go through quite a battle. It looks like there's people below you with their wands, and perhaps you've been in, battling with others. And oh, my cat Stella has decided to join the reading. Hi. Okay, you can sit on my lap and purr. That's your job. Raise the vibration. Good girl. All right. So this is, you notice this person has a shoe on this foot and a boot on that foot. And that is representing either they were in such a hurry to come and defend themselves, or it could mean they're caught in between two worlds to be able to get to this position, right? Or to get out of, to get moving with this one wand here. And that energy is conviction beyond a doubt. So we'll see what this is about. These are your internal forces. And then we have, okay, the death card. So the death card represents transition. Yay, okay, because no one wants to sit in this energy for long. And so the death card represents, it, a lot of times people become afraid when they see this card, but it actually means transition. It means death and rebirth. So the energy is talking about, the sun is coming up between the pillars in the back there, and the king has been trampled. That represents systems being taken down and new ways coming in. So this is good for you. And also this flag here represents the tunnel at the end of, the light at the end of the tunnel. And that energy is talking about, okay, there's transition coming through. One thing I noticed that this is from the, it's a 9, from the 9 year. And so 2025 was 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. So it was at the new year, it was the end of a 9-year or almost 10-year cycle, like a decade of energy coming to an end with 2025 over. And when we moved into 2026 on the new year, that's, I feel like, the transition. It's saying basically that 2026 is all brand new energy. 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. 1 + 0 is 1. It's a 1 year. We're moving into a new beginning of like a decade of energy that's different from the past. And so that's really good, because this is like saying that already the transition is happening on the new year, just moving into the different energy. Okay, and this is someone who is working on the pentacle. And so pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness, lifestyle in the 3D world. Having said that, they also do, money is a part of that. And this card is it is the only pentacle card where the person is actually working on the actual coin. And so this represents making money. And it can either represent having put all this work in here and being on the second last pentacle to finish the project, or just starting a new project and on the second one and have yet these ones to finish. And so we'll see what that's about. There is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is saying that, you're ready to move forward. And it's not about, I feel like this is starting to overgain, because the Queen has this pentacle in her lap, and the Queen of Pentacles is very good with the coin, and she's understands lifestyle. She's more like old money than new money. Like, she's not flashy. She prefers quality over quantity. And she is very well known for being very resourceful and being able to take one pentacle and turn it into a lot of pentacles. So I feel if you're in that energy, you're really moving forward in a good way. Also, just to advise you, all of the characters in the tarot are actually archetypes. So the queen could actually be a male or a female in their feminine energy. And then we have the Knight of Cups coming in. So the Knight of Cups now is coming in with a cup of love. So who is this? We didn't have, this doesn't look like there's going to be like romance here, but apparently there could be. So the Knight of Cups is your knight in shining armor energy. And this is kind of how the zodiac readings have been going for me. The horse energy is coming through here. So the Knight of Cups, that they would start off when they were younger as pages, usually working for the court, and then as they got older, by the time they were 21, they could be put up for knighthood as long as they had enough money to purchase a horse. And we are moving into the year of the horse on February 17th, the Chinese New Year. I did readings for all the zodiac signs if you want to look that up later, but it's on the playlist Astrological Insights on my channel. And this energy is coming in a lot, and this is talking about on February 17th, the fire horse energy comes in, and we let go of the year of the snake energy. And the year of the snake is about shedding what no longer is working for you. And here we have it. We have you working on a new project, it looks like, and being resourceful with what you do have. So taking what you do have left and doing something with it. And there's some sort of message coming in now about romance, love, or the cup of love can sometimes just represent doing and being something that you love, or someone is sending it. It's a form of communication of some sort. In the old days, of course, the communication would be, handed to the king or the queen once the knight returned. But this is more likely to come in now from an email, a phone call. Someone could show up at your door, I suppose, and also it could be a delivery of flowers I'm getting, or this sometimes can mean a proposal, and it can also mean just being asked out on a first date or some sort of energy like that. So what we have there, I'm just going to go through this. So this is the what ifs, and we have control of the what ifs in our life. That's we can't control what others are doing. We can't always control the events that are around us. What we can control is our attitude and how we carry ourselves through hard times like this. And so the wounded warrior energy is how you're feeling at this time. So it's a feeling like you've really had to fight to stay on your feet, but you've managed to do it, and you're leaning on that ninth wand, and you want better. And then we have the abundance. This is talking about your self-worth. So knowing that you deserve to have a good life, and knowing what you know and standing on that conviction, having a really good strong sense that if 2025 and maybe the decade leading up to it were really challenging for you, you're ready and willing and able, and you deserve it. You're committed. That can sometimes talk about commitment to move forward and do it with conviction. That's the kind of energy. This is talking about strong action. And then this is communication in your early life kind of energy. So that energy where I was saying about the young child sometimes representing your inner child needing some healing, that is the energy that's here. I feel like part of the battle here were the actions that were taken when you were younger, when in your youth. And a lot of that was possibly from the energy of not really knowing yourself. That's the energy that I'm getting. And if you do the inner work and you start to understand yourself better, then you're less likely to feel like this. A lot of people who are very talented and unique feel like this when they're younger, because you're not meant to blend in like all the snowflakes together. You're meant to like stand out like a sore thumb, that kind of energy. And and that's not a bad place to be in this energy of 2026 at all. The home and family energy is here, and I feel like you maybe came from a family. It could have been like a single parent or something like that, because the transition here could have been like a divorce, that kind of energy. And maybe both your parents had to work hard if they were together, or if you had a single parent raising you, that they had to work really hard and you didn't get a lot of their time. So you were kind of on your own and got up to like, into trouble here and there. And that maybe could have led to this, or the attitude that of, being in this energy. Because this is like, it becomes very different after the transition here. You notice that here you are here, and then all of a sudden now you're being more resourceful. This is about wanting to move forward, and it can be about romance here, and also about your children and creativity. So you might be in a position where you have decided, you know what, I want to have a relationship with someone, and I want to have a really good lifestyle, and I want to be a really good parent, and I want to move forward in that way. And maybe you've really taken the time to figure yourself out to the point where now you're at work and you're moving in that direction, and perhaps you have attracted the interest of someone in this Queen of Pentacles energy, or you're in that energy, so you're much more attractive as a romantic partner that someone would want to be in a relationship with. So this is talking about your health and your daily routines and habits. So if it's the knight in shining armor, they're well dressed, they're put together, well spoken, romantic. They take the time. They take the time to care. And so this can also be talking about, in matters of love, you can only attract the vibration of as much as you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself fully, and you don't have like a good grip on your internal forces, then it makes it challenging to attract the partner that you want. So you've done really good work here, it feels like, and you're really moving forward, Aries. Congratulations on that. And then we have, there was some sort of tower that came in. And so that energy is from the external forces. So the tower is like also, it's kind of like a disturbing card, but it also talks about a distinct change, like bang, like there's sudden change. And this, I feel this is what woke you up to, hey, I don't want to be in this energy. I don't want to feel like this. I need to take the steps to make my life more peaceful. And you've been successful. It took this reality check. And so there's two people falling out of the tower. It's been hit by lightning. And, it's not a comfortable place to be in. One is in shock and the other one is like, yeah, whatever kind of energy, kind of expecting to have something like this happen. But, how often does lightning hit? Not that often. So it's also saying that this tower, although it can be a real shakeup, and at the time that it happens, it can be very uncomfortable, but it can cause someone to move forward and really realize, okay, I need to get my shift together kind of energy. So let's see what the external forces. Oh, the external forces are about having the ability to have total fulfillment. And I guess maybe you've never experienced that in your life. And so perhaps you have attracted a wealthy, romantic partner, and they have proposed to you and they are offering you this lifestyle. This is ultimate fulfillment. This is like all 10 cups. This is 2026. 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. And hey, we're only like right now as I do this reading where it's the 5th. So this will be out on the 6th. Or 6th, and it'll be out on the 7th. I can't remember right now at this exact moment. And this energy, I love to see this. This is about having the partner you love and having the family you love and the area you love and having a career that you love, and just everything is lovely. How lovely. I love it for you, Aries. Yeah. Okay, so this is talking about walking away from, okay, if you're feeling left out in the cold, this card can sometimes represent divorce. This energy could be, this is what you had, and now you're out in the cold because of actions that have been taken against you or by you, and you've decided to, or maybe by your partner, and you've decided to walk away from the 8 cups and move forward and in a new way. And I feel like you wouldn't be at the 10 of cups now. But this is external forces. So possibly someone who was offering this to you walked away from you. Okay, that's making a lot of sense there. So this is talking about someone who is just done and they walk away. And there's the new moon and the full moon here. We had the full moon on the 3rd, and it was a very volatile full moon. We're pretty much kind of calming down in that energy. It was, it was because the moon was in Cancer. And so if you were feeling really emotional, and in these choppy emotional waters, this is because partly because the Cancer moon is ruled by the zodiac sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, and so it made the moon a little bit extra moody, that kind of energy. And if you think of the Cancer energy as like that of a young adolescent girl who's just starting her cycle, and wanting just to crawl into bed and pull the covers over her head and just, cry kind of energy. I feel like that might be how you were a few days ago because of the actions of this person. And that's why you're feeling this way. So this could be very new for you, whatever happened. Let's see what else happens here. We have, okay, 9 of Cups. Isn't this interesting? Because we're talking about 10 cups here. Then we're talking about walking away from 8 cups. And then, because that, I feel like this is you walking away from a very challenging relationship. That's how I feel. And sometimes when we see this cup, there's 3 cups, and there's this gap here. It can sometimes talk about there was a third party. That would be a good reason why you would feel left out in the cold. So that energy could be that you maybe found out your partner had been cheating, and you decided to walk away, that you deserve better, and maybe it wasn't the first time that they have done this kind of energy. Yeah, and you caught them red-handed or something. So I can see how this could really affect you. And this reading could be past, present, or future. Whenever you're looking at this, if it's in the future, just check back to what was happening when I posted this, and it might give you a little bit more clarity. But I feel like maybe this happened in the past, and you're now moving forward with a new relationship that really reflects your values. Someone came from outside, and that happened. And because now we went from the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups. And so the 9 of Cups is just one away from this energy here. I keep getting kind of this feeling like almost like someone asked you to marry them and then they just disappeared or something like weird like that. That's the kind of it. Or maybe someone got sick, or maybe there was an actual someone passed. If so, my condolences. If that is your scenario, yes, my heart goes out to you. This could have been an accident that happened, and now they're gone. And so everything that you wish for is just a wish now. But what we have here is someone that is on, it looks like they're on the stage, and above them are these 9 cups, so they're just 1 cup away from this ultimate happiness. And this is after walking away. So I feel like this could have happened in the past. Maybe something really tragic happened and you've had to learn to love again and to take another chance and work really hard. And now a new proposal has come in for this happiness. Something like that. I feel like the scenario is different for every, like there's several different scenarios here. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. So this is talking about someone who is has a real strong wish for this, the ultimate fulfillment. And the energy is exhausting. You can see how they're sitting on the stage with their toes pointed out. In body language, that means they're leaking energy. So it's exhausting when you're leaking energy like that. And that would explain it if there was some tragedy that happened and you were in that energy. Are these above them, or are they behind now in the past? And now we're working towards that energy. Let's see. We have, all right, we have multitasking and juggling. So too many balls in the air kind of energy. So this could again be saying that someone was juggling their time, their energy, your happiness and their happiness. This says juggle your options, but never your morals. So there could have been a threesome and someone was juggling their energy between you and someone else, coming back to this feeling of being left out in the cold kind of energy. And it gained momentum like that. Look at the rough waters there, represented here by the rough waters here. So let's just see where this is taking us. These are external forces that we don't have control over. Oh, someone snuck away with your happiness, it just feels like. Snuck away. The swords are, your thoughts and your intelligence, your mental intelligence. And we don't have a single sword out here. It's mostly about feeling really in this warrior energy, left out in the cold when it comes to everything that you worked for in your love life, in your marriage, that kind of energy, because someone was juggling. This could represent also someone that had a gambling problem or something I'm picking up. Maybe your partner, there's like this sneaky energy. So this card here is kind of the opposite of this conviction without a doubt. This is someone who is a walking contradiction. And it's kind of like they didn't think about their actions, impulsive energy, which, with the year of the horse coming in right now, we have these 2 horses here again with that fire horse energy and that really volatile full moon on the 3rd. The energy was really irregular, and really volatile. And so it looks like this person's looking back, but they're moving forward, but they're not looking where they're going. And you notice their hat is on both is red here, and they're not, they're not in straight energy. I don't know how to exactly say it. It's kind of like they're being sneaky and shifty. And it could have been because someone was juggling morals or juggling money. I keep getting possibly a gambling, doing things against all odds kind of energy. So this energy, this is a thief. This could be a thief energy, but it's a thief in broad daylight. And so sometimes this can also talk about innovative thinking, because the energy can talk about not wanting to have to fight. So trying to juggle what the energy so that you can just avoid a battle by sneaking away with the swords kind of energy. And then we have disappointment in love. So that's clarifying it. That Aries on your end anyway, you feel disappointed in this individual, disappointed in love. There's 3 cups here. And those 3 cups are also here. I feel like you had to walk away from someone. because they had offered you this, and it turned out to be this kind of energy, juggling, juggling morals, juggling money, and sneaking away with some money kind of energy, being sneaky in the background. This is like shifty energy. This is the shift disturber card. So that's the kind of energy, someone that was not on the up and up. They're looking backwards, but they're moving forward and not looking where they're going. This says if you're going to sign any papers or get into any communication, make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. And this card is talking definitely about disappointment in love. And it's talking about like these 3 cups again. So I feel like that there, like you see there's 2 here and then there's this extra cup. Who is that energy, right? So they could have snuck off with, your partner could have snuck off with someone else. And now the divine is offering you another cup. Are you going to sit here like you're the wounded warrior, or are you going to open up your heart and be vulnerable again and take this love offer? So then we can, it's about the healing journey here. You could sit under this tree and be disappointed for the rest of your life, or you could, this could represent one person that really tried you, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm walking away from that relationship. That's definitely the energy I'm getting here and feeling. Or the other person walking out on you is another energy that I'm getting. And I'm getting, if that's the case, this is the divine having the universe send you in someone else when you're ready. And so maybe you had to go, you were in this position, and maybe all of 2025 you were feeling this way, and now maybe you've met someone and they are interested in you in that way, and the divine is saying, take the cup. You deserve love, and you deserve to have this ultimate happiness. And because you walked away, you have another opportunity. Quite often, I'm getting the feeling that someone walked away from you, but then when you find out what they were up to in the background, you'll be like, oh my goodness, and maybe that's the energy here. You realize, rejection quite often is God's protection. And so these external forces, like this is about commitment and marriage and partnerships. And it was something that was supposed to be perfect. And then there's transformation here. And so that's right where someone's walking away. Secrets being revealed. Shared resources. What happened to the money? What happened to the money, honey? That kind of energy. And then this is about higher learning and an education in life, basically, I feel like. And so it's recognizing, the wishing energy. I feel like possibly you had indications that this person was up to something, but you didn't want to believe that that was true kind of energy. And, wishing that it was really what it was supposed to be here. But after something happened, there was a reality check, and you had to see this is what they've really been up to. That's pretty clear. And they've left you disappointed. And God is saying it was a blessing in disguise because rejection is my protection. You deserve to have a new lover come in. So if that hasn't happened, I do feel like it's in the works. And as you heal, then you'll recognize, you'll know the signs now. And you'll be, oh, no, 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 no. You'll trust your judgment on this, and you'll be like, no. If it's not someone that comes in, straight up kind of energy. So this is kind of like a bittersweet way to start the new year, but it's also, we're mid-month, but I feel like, hey, way better to get in this energy now than to be doing this for another year. It's so awesome that you're ending this cycle, because the fire horse energy is coming up on the 17th of January. And also we have Neptune moving into Aries out of Pisces. And it'll be in that Aries energy, which is quite, more Mars energy. It's more aggressive. But the thing is about Neptune in Pisces is that it's like one last chance to make a, to have something that you really want and take action to have that dream come true. And on the 26th of January, that's when Neptune makes its final move into Aries energy, and then that ceiling is ended. So the fact that you're healing and you're recognizing that, yeah, I deserve this and I want this and I can attract this, and that's the energy that you're in. You have a really, really good opportunity for that, coming to light. Stay in that energy and keep working on yourself if this hasn't already happened. We'll clarify this. I'm going to use my oracle to clarify. It's Tales from the Vector, Tails from the Vector. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, Tails. And so that energy of this oracle is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started it in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all the paintings. And so now I am getting ready to bring it out. And I am just working on the book, the information that goes along with the deck, and making sure I have everything in order here. If you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. It really does empower me to build my channel. I really super appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. I've been shuffling here and nothing has popped out yet. We're going to see what is this about. In the description box below, I will have the cards as they appear here in the order they appear listed, so that if you want to check out there we have it. If you want to check out the paintings in that to get a better idea, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. So, okay. This is the card that wanted to pop out. The tactic of denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. There we have it, right there. So this is talking about being in denial. Like that energy I was talking about, where you're like, you were getting this feeling and then it took the reality check. The universe will whisper to us. And if we don't hear the whispers, then the frying pan comes out. And if you don't get the frying pan, then you get the 2x4. Because the universe wanted you to know what was going on. And that this person, even as much as you felt sad, the way this happened and all of that, I don't feel that you really felt secure and safe. You felt like it was kind of a half-assed relationship. You could feel that energy. That's, and kind of in denial because you didn't want that energy. You wanted this to be this, and it was more this, I feel like. So congratulations on them for walking away, if that's how it happened, or you walking away when you found this out. So the star energy, yeah, you were born to shine. And this is talking about you're an innocent child of God, and you deserve to have what you've always wished for since you were a child, like this really good relationship. You deserve to have calm waters and not to always be feeling in this erratic energy. And so the star energy is talking about really taking the essence of who you are. You were born to be a star. You're born to have a good life. So make sure that you get into that energy that you're in now and keep moving forward with it. Just little steps of action. Just show the universe, hey, I have dreamt of having a really good relationship my whole life. And since I was a little girl or boy, and now I've done all this healing. I'm ready. Send me my perfect mate kind of energy. Take advantage of that Neptune energy while we have the chance, right? Because Neptune, we won't have the opportunity for Neptune being in Pisces for in our lifetime, any of us, because that would be like it's around 160 some years or something before that will come back. So here we have the energy of the High Priestess. So this is about, listening to your intuition. I'm getting that you knew, but you didn't know, that kind of energy. So the High Priestess listens to her intuition and takes action on her intuition. And I feel that on some level, you just didn't want to, you were like, no, the actions were speaking to you and you were feeling this way, but you were kind of like, oh no, I can't, maybe people told you, hey, this dude or this woman or this man is kind of shifty. You know, that kind of energy. We have the Leo energy coming in. I just want to clarify here that for me, when I'm bringing in these astrological signs that come out, I'm not doing it to say, oh, it was a Leo that did this to you. This is more when in a general collective reading like this, I am talking about the energy of Leo at its best, the state of being, and also the stage of life. So if you think about Leo as being kind of like a very impulsive, young, young man kind of energy, a teenage boy. Leo is born to lead, but the energy is immature and it hasn't matured yet, like a fine wine, that kind of energy. So this energy person can come off really confident. Or like if they lack confidence, then they'll become more arrogant because they're trying to push through and like fake it till they make it kind of energy, right? And I feel like that's the energy that your intuition was saying. There's something not like, this person's very impulsive and immature, and possibly, if this happened, like, cause we're only on like the 6th of January right now. So if this happened, like, it wouldn't surprise me if it happened in that Cancer moon energy, because people, the sirens were going like crazy all night in the last 4 or 5 days. There was a big fight outside my window here, not outside my window, but on the street. And like these people were just like flipping out on each other. And it was like 2 a.m. and it was like, what the heck? Like, chill out already. They went, and finally they left, but they went on and they were just like yelling. And it was like, wow, chill out, and like that's the kind of energy that moon kind of brought in. Yeah, so destruction. So this transition happened. It's kind of where we can't see something until we get the reality check, and you can't miss it now. Like, there's no way you can miss it. And it's kind of that energy. And what I was thinking about is like this energy where it's almost like you had to make a rush decision, or they had to make a rush decision because something was catching up to them. And when this card came out, I was thinking Christmas in July. And I was like, why am I thinking Christmas in July? But like, this is representing, Leo is representing July and August energy, right? And so, it could have been something that, happened back then, and you gave this person another chance kind of energy. Maybe you gave them 3 chances, and then it was forget it, I'm done kind of energy. And so we have being on like now. See, this is talking about the work that you're doing now to heal yourself. You don't have control over what your partner does, but you do have control over how you react or respond to it. And if you decided, I feel you decided to put the work in, go, meditate, pray, do what you need to get your shift together. And now your journey is on more of is geared towards this energy. And that's why, do you notice like this part is like kind of, and then this part is, oh, it's all really awesome. And so, oh, there we go. We needed to clear that. Sneezing energy. It's about like that release, right? Whoa, that felt good for me. And then we have, a blind spot. This was something that you didn't see. And so the universe had to give you the 2x4 treatment so that you would see it, like really see it for what it is. And so this is about scotoma, is having a blind spot. It's like kind of like if you think about pixels on a screen, it's your eyes don't see everything totally clearly. And it's just a little bit of it, so you don't really notice it because it appears you have clear vision, but in that one tiny little area you don't. So this is saying like the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield for a reason, And also, this is talking about having a blind spot, like something that everybody else could see, but you couldn't see about this relationship or this person, and something that you could see, but others couldn't. So maybe you could see all these really good qualities. Kind of, other people were kind of warning you, I get, like, what are you doing with this person? Like, you know, that kind of energy. So it's talking about having a blind spot. And then surrender, yeah. So this is talking about sometimes, you know, there's a saying that God never gives us more than we can handle. And so you might have been really feeling like really down about this whole thing, but now you're in a place, you surrendered. And it took a reality check to do it, but a lot of people would just continue on, and you changed courses here, and you recognized, hey, I'm a star. I deserve to have this really good energy. And I don't know if I'm just picking up some energy. I was picking up like a grandmother energy and also a grandfather on the maternal side. If you have grandparents that are passed over, they're like, ah, thank God, because it's cold in here. There must be something in the atmosphere. And you may have noticed that they were doing their best to like kind of wake you up in your dreams and stuff. Like, wake up, you deserve better than this. It's cold. And sometimes when psychic energy comes in like that, we'll feel like this cold breeze come through, you know, and that's the energy of those that have crossed over, trying to get our attention. And then we have the Sagittarius energy here. So this is, are you going to expand or are you going to contract? And then boom, you know, when that expansion and contraction happens, it's in that split second when you're in that impact. That's the kind of energy. And so you deserve to have, you know, this is a lesson in life, basically. That's the energy coming in. But you deserve to have travel, and that's what Sagittarius energy represents. It's about expanding your horizons instead of being stuck like in this energy. That you decide, okay, I'm going to learn more about what I want. I'm going to be more adventurous. This is also talking about having good luck. Maybe deciding, you know, maybe you decided to go on a holiday or something for over, you know, the new year or something like that, just to get away for yourself, and you met someone, that kind of energy. And then we have, this is something that you've been waiting for. And the fact that you have been doing the work on yourself, because you cannot attract this unless you are that kind of energy. So this is about devotion to what you were born to be and do. I deserve to have a good life. I deserve to have these 10 cups. That's the kind of energy. And this is Sagittarius energy. This can be, Sagittarius is not known to be the most patient of all signs. This is more about the, you know, wanting to travel and adventure and let's go here and let's go there kind of energy. And so it requires a lot of patience for someone who's in that energy, just to be like, okay, I have to do the inner work so that I can get to where I want to go. Dissemination of information. Yeah, this is kind of like before you walked away or they walked away energy. It's like, elephant? What elephant? I don't see an elephant in the room. And it's also like not just believing in your own press, but believing in the other person's. And I feel like this could have come across as a lot of arrogance, because this person actually lacked confidence. And so this is dissemination of information. It's like when people talk to you, but they're talking in such a way that it doesn't really make total sense. So there could have been like things that this person was doing, and you would question them about it, and then it kind of turned back on you. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you questioning my love? How can't you see? You know, and you're like, no, I can't. And they're like, I've done this for you, and I've done that for you. That kind of energy. And so a lot of times when people are trying to motivate someone, they'll say, hey, believe in yourself. You know, that kind of energy. But most people do have a lot of limiting beliefs, and especially when it comes to love, especially if they've been raised, by parents maybe that were divorced, or in that energy, something like that, or they've had several, maybe they've had 3 really rough relationships before, and like it's like, oh, I don't think I'm very good at this kind of energy. And so those limiting beliefs can really limit your ability to achieve your ultimate fulfillment. And then we have the world here. So this is about getting neutral enough to say, hey, I deserve better than this. The world card is talking also about the end of a cycle, just like here. And so I feel like once you made that choice, and once this happened, and you started working on yourself, that now you're in a really strong position to have what you've wished for. And the number 21 is the world, is the final card in the Fool's journey. So they start off at 0 and they end the cycle at 21, and then they start over again into a new cycle. And that energy is like about your traveling and that. And so it's coming up the world. I don't know, maybe perhaps you've decided, I think I'm going to take all this energy and I'm going to go travel. I keep getting this feeling of wanting to travel the world and have more adventure, and maybe stay single for a while and be happy that you're single. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up. Then we also have this is about your career and your reputation, your public image, like having to, I feel like this is saying about the other person juggling, but also you having to juggle who you thought you are and who you were appearing to be, kind of in this energy of being with this person. And this is now like moving into a new identity, I feel. And you're like you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe my health, wealth, and happiness, I'll take a year off from trying to be in a relationship or whatever, and I'm just going to go explore the world and go and enjoy myself, which is awesome. So this energy is not indifference. I feel like sometimes people can confuse neutrality with indifference. Like when you can become neutral to a situation, that's when you can make really strong choices about which way to go. Believing in yourself isn't going to help you if you have limiting beliefs that you are desirable or deserving, that kind of energy. So there's a big difference between indifference and neutral. When you're indifferent, it just means you don't give a shit, and that's kind of the energy the other person had. Like, I really feel like you weren't a work in progress together. You were, this person was doing what they felt was best for them and kind of juggling their energy with you, and you had to kind of accept, oh, well, this is all that I'm going to get from this person. And abuse of power. Yeah, this is energy, like right on the shift disturber. So this is, the kind of energy that power, a lot of people get corrupted by power. And, and we don't know, like if you've never had power, it can be really challenging to know how to handle power. And so that's the kind of energy. And possibly this person was actually like, you were a really awesome partner. And, like this kind of energy, really solid, and they were like, and generous and that kind of energy. And it was maybe too much for them, and they just didn't know how to handle it. That's, it sounds funny, but sometimes when someone isn't used to that, it's just too much, it's too powerful for them to handle it. And then they turn, they become kind of abusive with it. And quite often that energy is also because they misinterpret your actions and reactions and responses as being gullible or naive, when you're just actually being innocent, like you've chosen. And that's this card here, that you don't want to be in this, like, you don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you're always having to second guess your partner. So you chose not to second guess them. That's the energy. And then the Hangman, having that balance. So this is about your spirituality and the energy around that, having the balance. So the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until upside down, until they gain a better perspective, a new perspective, and they're enlightened by it, and then they move forward. And I feel like that's when you realize, I'm not going to sit in this energy of being disappointed with love. I'm going to regain my balance here, and I'm going to move forward. And I feel like you're going to go travel and like just see what happens kind of energy. Just enjoy your life. And I'm also getting this feeling that Aries, I really feel like you're really on some level, like you're like, you're just heaving a sigh of relief. You didn't realize how challenging this was for you because you were in it. And now that, you're able to step away from it and see it more clearly, it's kind of like, you can see the blessing in disguise here. Thank you, God, for the rejection protection. So do please like, comment if you enjoyed this reading, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with, this was mid-month, and I will be back with a new moon reading next. Bye for now.